Kindy Rockstars. Prepare for a treat, let's meet and greet some bands and singers that are super sweet, making music that's fun for boys and girls. Help them learn about this great big world. Fun for the family, yes it's true, your kids will love it and you will too. Clap and dance and sing aloud, become a part of the Kindy crowd. These songs will make you move your feet and give your ears a great big treat. So settle in, grab your guitars, and let's get to know our Kindy rock stars. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kindy Rockstars. This is the show that gives you the stories behind the songs from some of the best bands and singers that are making fun, informative, educational, catchy, and occasionally silly songs for children and families. I'm your host, Patrick Adams, and each episode of Kindy Rockstars will feature an artist and a featured song. So let's get to this week's show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show today. My guest all the way from New Zealand is Jaqualyn Taimana. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Great to be here.
All right, Jaqualyn, tell everybody how you got into Kindy music.
Well, first of all, it came from having children of my own, and my son I came up with a song one day about a helicopter because he was really interested in everything to do with aviation. So after that, I thought, oh, this is quite fun. Let's make some more. And because I got into teaching and was teaching under fives, there was even more inspiration and reason for me to start writing songs based on those children's interests.
So how did it go from writing songs to ultimately like releasing them worldwide?
Right. Well, that came down to a bit of a windfall and having enough money to spend on a studio where I could get things mastered and I could go through the whole process, knowing that I was able to fund myself from A to B sort of thing, or A to Z. And that's how it was very exciting for that to happen. And it took quite a few years for it to happen. But, to me, that's testimony to just hanging in there and keeping on doing what comes from the heart.
Absolutely. So I've talked to a lot of artists from New Zealand, and I love how the government supports the artists there and makes funding available to do projects and stuff like that. So how has your experience been with that, and also just in the Kindy community in general in New Zealand?
Oh, well, it's fantastic. I guess I was very lucky to be the recipient of some funding for the next 4 videos that are coming out of my upcoming album. There's also a very supportive Kindy music community. It's the Kiwi Kids Music Group. And, we're all at sort of like different stages, but it's really awesome the way we can collaborate and talk to each other and share information. And they're just like my best buddies. It's a very positive group, and it makes all the difference actually having some people alongside to give you pointers and just support you along the way. So yeah, very lucky.
So I know the song we're going to talk about today is I think inspired by your past work with Maori children. So how do a lot of your songs have that multilingual thing to it, or how does that influence your music?
Yes, well, I was actually adopted out when I was a baby, so I kind of missed out on knowing everything about my Maori heritage. But it turns out that both my mother and my father are part Maori, and I was working in a bilingual centre, and I am now full time. So for me, it's like a journey of discovering my Maori heritage, and also the educational outcomes for Indigenous children in New Zealand weren't very good. Like the statistics were not where they should be. So I wanted to do something positive to help other kind of like little people like me, I guess, or my own children, and give them a boost and figure out ways that I could help, and also ways that I can help other Kindy teachers, because majority of our Kindy teachers are European non-Maori speaking, but in our curriculum we are expected to have a certain amount of Maori that we speak with the children, and so my songs are also designed to kind of boost up their vocabulary, and so I'm helping teachers as well.
Very good. So how were you impacted by 2020 when the world shut down?
Yeah. Well, I would have been doing a lot more live performances, of course. You know, when you release something, it's really great to be able to go out and really and sing in person with people, but I wasn't able to do that. So I've just learned how to switch on to doing more online things and just kind of waiting it out. We're still not really ready. People aren't really ready to book performers into their schools or early childhood centres at this stage with Omicron. So yeah, no, it's impacted me like negatively financially, and just, you know, made me have to go into resilience mode.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of had a different experience during the pandemic. I know I took the time to work on my album. So I think while everything was shut down, I just kind of went to work on that. But I know a lot of people had to switch from live to virtual and learn some new skills along the way, but all for the better. I think that they've integrated it quite succinctly now into their overall package.
Yeah. Yes, I did do a bit of writing as well. I've started on like my third album now. A couple more little tracks have popped out of nowhere, so I'm going to start pursuing that as well. But for now, my big stuff this year is releasing that album in May, and I've got another single coming out in February. So there's going to be a lot on this year.
Very good. Do your songs have a general theme, or do you just write about whatever strikes you?
Well, it's interesting. When I kind of look at them, I notice there's a lot of nature. And I think part of it is I am a little bit focused on our children in New Zealand. So I wanted to put lots of things that interest Kiwi children. And so there's a lot of things about nature, a lot of things about the beach, because we're an island nation. So the beach is never far away. And so, yeah, the themes are contextual to New Zealand.
Very
but
good.
Can be shared anywhere because, we want you to come and visit us and, know about us too.
And I've been to New Zealand and I highly recommend going there. I hope to make it back there again one day, just because I've also met so many great people from New Zealand and would love to meet them in person and use that as an excuse to see the country again.
Yeah, well, we'd love to have you at like our Kiwi Kids Music AGM or something. Imagine that, coming and having a talk with us. That would be awesome.
Oh, that would be awesome. All right. Are you ready to get into your song?
Yeah.
All right. The song is called The Sun Te Ra. So tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write this song.
Well, I had one particular student at kindergarten who became very, very interested in everything to do with astrophysics and space and all the planets, but his particular favorite was the sun. And I kind of take some credit for that because I introduced him to this 3D model of the sun, which was a little light in the middle, and then all the planets were sort of attached on little like arms, and it's showing how far away they are from the sun. But that little one model, that totally inspired him. And then before long, he was literally reading books about the sun. He was so fascinated. So then I thought, okay, this is time for me to put some of these facts that he's teaching me basically into a song, and there we are.
Very good. All right, well, let's check it out. Here is The Sun Te Ra by Jaqualyn Taimana.
1 billion tons of energy, a million bombs going off together. Solar flares and sun quakes are the sun's daily weather. Violent eruptions at 3 million k's per hour. We have eyes on the sun now, so we know more about its power. The sun rotates, the sun radiates, the sun rotates, the sun radiates, made of plasma. charged particles fuse together to keep our hot sun burning. The sun rotates, the sun radiates, the sun rotates, the sun radiates, and sunspots facing Earth explode in a huge cosmic blast. The ozone layer does its job and makes the bad rays go straight past. The sun rotates, the sun radiates, the sun rotates, the sun radiates,
That was The Sun Tera by Jaqualyn Taimana. All right, Jaqualyn, tell everybody where they can stream and download your music and where they can find and connect with you.
Okay, well, you can find me on all the main platforms. So I've got a Facebook artist page, Jaqualyn Taimana, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I think that's probably the one I post on least. Those are the main ones. And Apple, of course.
Very good. Well, Jaqualyn, thank you so much for being on the show. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.